All right, Earthlings and connoisseurs of controlled kabooms. Welcome to the show where the logic of a grumpy doctor and the chaotic brilliance of a tipsy scientist collide to discuss one of humanity's greatest achievements: hurling flying soup cans into space. Yes, rockets. Those ridiculously expensive tubes that sometimes explode, but when they don't, fill us with an almost embarrassing amount of pride. Let's talk Apollo 11. Can you imagine the sheer audacity of a project where the dudes are like, fill this tube with flammable goo, light it on fire, and cross your fingers? Sounds like something straight out of a Rick and Morty episode, am I right? I have to admit, I've been fascinated by this stuff since I was knee-high to a grasshopper. It's not every day you see a giant metal phallus shoot skyward, even if Elon Musk thinks he's throwing daily space raves. Speaking of challenges, anyone here ever played Kerbal Space Program 2? It's the kind of game where you can bankrupt an entire planet's space agency while trying to figure out which button launches a rocket. I've exploded more ships than I care to admit. But hey, somewhere between the fiery wrecks, I actually learned something about orbital mechanics. Like discovering that not everything that goes up actually has to come down. Shocking, I know. Now, let's get our nerd on. In physics, orbits are like the cosmic version of Tetris. You're constantly falling, but you never hit the ground. Isaac Newton, the guy who invented gravity, did a thought experiment with a cannon on top of a mountain. If that isn't nerdgasmic enough for you, I don't know what is. Did you know that getting into orbit is like that 12-hour grind in your favorite game that earns you a ridiculously lame achievement? You need horizontal velocity, and no, just launching a rocket straight up and hoping gravity takes a nap isn't going to cut it. It's a little more complicated than that, like programming an entire starship using only an Arduino. Robert Goddard, the Einstein of rockets, gave us the famous Goddard problem: how to reach maximum altitude with minimum fuel. Basically, he was saying that launching rockets is like trying to put an elephant on a bicycle and get it to pedal. Simple, but oh so wrong. And then, science reveals its magic. Gravity turns. They're the cut scenes in games that can't be skipped. Even when it seems like nothing's happening, gravity is secretly course-correcting your rocket, saying, go this way, I got this, until I don't. If you've made it this far and haven't smashed that magical subscribe button, you're missing out on more fun physics and analogies that don't always make sense. Subscribe now, or may Darth Vader haunt your dreams. Gravitational turns teach us that sometimes the secret is letting the invisible forces do the heavy lifting, like when you play a strategy game and let the AI handle the boring bits. Anyway, to wrap up our journey through the heavens, use gravity wisely, like a Jedi controls the Force. If I've learned anything from my vacation playing Kerbal Space Program 2, it's that science isn't just fascinating, it's also an amazing reminder of how we can learn from things that explode. Sometimes literally. Hope you enjoyed the ride. And remember, science is out there to be explored, like that secret Easter egg you spend hours trying to unlock. Until next time, and may the Force be with you.